guy. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like what you heard here and you want to check out more, I got a 10-song record called Let's Get Started. It's my first solo record, and it's available everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, etc., all the good stuff. Feel free to check out more videos on my YouTube channel. We really appreciate the support. Subscribe, like, comment, and big shout out to my buddy Brett. He played the drums on this record. He's an incredible drummer and a session musician. Subscribe to his YouTube channel down below. Feel free to hit him up. The dude is a talented musician that offers session tracks. So if you need some sick drum tracks, you know where to go. Thanks so much for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, share this video around, and do all the good stuff. Stay metal as hell, and we'll see you on the next video. Let's get this party started. Come join me in the cage. I'm gonna do what I said. I need an outlet for my rage. Let's get this party started, 'cause words don't mean a thing if you already show it. Meet me in the rain. Let's get this party started. It's time to pay the bill. All you do is run your mouth and I'll just about at my fill. Oh my dearly departed, you haven't got a clue. Completely out of your head, I'm about to destroy you. Let's get this party started. Come meet me in the cage. Let's get this party started. I need an outlet for my rage. So be my guest and do your best to put me down. I won't rest till we establish I ain't messing around. Take the test under duress. I put you down. I confess, I'm excited. Let's get this party started now. Let's get this party started, even just for the fun. Show me what you got right now and make me bleed my own blood. Let's get this party started, I can't wait to begin. Don't leave me disappointed, even though you cannot win. Be my guest and do your best to put me down. I won't rest till we establish I ain't messing around. Take the test under duress. I put you down. I confess, I'm excited. Let's get this party started now. Let's get this party started. So be my guest and do your best to put me down. I won't rest till we establish I ain't messing around. Take the test under duress. I put you down. I confess, I'm excited. Let's get this party started now. Hey, it's Deep Voice Guy. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like what you heard here and you want to check out more, I got a 10-song record called Let's Get Started. It's It's my first solo record, and it's available everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, etc., all the good stuff. Feel free to check out more videos on my YouTube channel. We really appreciate the support. Subscribe, like, comment, and big shout out to my buddy Brett. He played the drums on this record. He's an incredible drummer and a session musician. Subscribe to his YouTube channel down below. Feel free to hit him up. The dude is a talented musician that offers session tracks. So if you need some sick drum tracks, you know where to go. Thanks so much for all the love and support. I really appreciate it. Feel free to like, comment, share this video around, and do all the good stuff. Stay metal as hell, and we'll see you on the next video. Let's get this party started. Come join me in the cage. I'm gonna do what I said. I need an outlet for my rage. Let's get this party started, 'cause words don't mean a thing if you already show it. Meet me in the rain. Let's get this party started. It's time to pay the bill. All you do is run your mouth and I'm just about at my fill. Oh my dearly departed, you haven't got a clue. Completely out of your...
Hello, and welcome to Roulette Rivals World Championship 2024. This is a Group C match between BigMachete and Camel. BigMachete picking Santa Fortuna, Camel picking Scale. These have been two very popular map picks this tournament. A couple different people picking Scale multiple times. Camel, Red Fox, some other people. BigMachete has chosen Santa Fortuna every match. And there's been other people to choose Santa Fortuna a lot as well, as it is actually one of the two most picked maps for RRWC. And yeah, very interesting matchup with huge implications on Group C for this match. BigMachete is, of course, very close to being a confirmed advancement from Group C, if he isn't already. Is still the only person that can actually overtake Scruffy in points. Camel is barely hanging on by a thread in 4th place currently. Will need to pick up some points from this match and Ducker if he wants to be able to advance. Now, I have heard rumors that Ducker and Camel were close to scheduling for later today. It has not been made official yet, but there is a chance that we see that matchup happening soon. Ducker, of course, still has 4 matches left to play, I think, with Camel, Rupin, and a couple others being those matches. But for now, this match is BigMachete and Camel, and the first map, Santa Fortuna, will be arriving in just about 30 seconds almost. This map record was set by Danny Buddha in RRWC 2022 with a time of 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Currently is the longest standing record, but definitely still can be beaten. So yeah, this should be a very interesting match, and I'm excited to see what type of spin we get. Spin will be arriving very shortly. And what will it be? We have Silent Sniper Rifle, Mansion Staff for Rico Delgado, Explosion Accident, Construction Worker for Jorge Franco, and Barman Falling Object for Andrea Martinez. What a spin. Very quick indeed. You can automatically start Mansion Staff and bring in a smuggled sniper rifle, which is what I assume the players will be doing here. Construction worker, there's one. It's very easy to grab at the village area. And barman is of course a unique disguise located towards the southwest corner of the map. Nonetheless, both players are loading in now, and it's only a matter of time until we see what they went with. I believe we did see a Mansion Staff start on the left side, and there are some stream issues from Camel's side, but we do have it. A bit of a color overlay, but as long as we can see the gameplay, that's fine. Both players did start Mansion Staff, so, and they will be heading in similar directions as well, with BigMachete actually grabbing his smuggle first, and Camel actually opts to replan. I imagine his sniper is not where he wanted it, and that is indeed the case, where he chooses to change the smuggle location to the wine cellar. And BigMachete has made it in time for the Rico isolation, where you throw the briefcase at the back of his head and then lure a guard into the garage, as we see Camel on the verge of a restart here. Machete just needs to wait for that guard to walk in, and then he can drag in Rico's body right behind him. Just needs to be careful that the guard doesn't see Rico before he throws the wrench at the back of his head. And he also throws a wrench at the other guard to make sure he's not gonna hear anything either. Camel, now in Mansion Staff, has his sniper as well, so I imagine we will see something very similar on Camel's side here. And Camel actually bumps Rico to make him head back towards the bridge, but oh, and very big whoosh by Camel there. Soft bumps turns into a peekaboo almost, but nonetheless, BigMachete has the kill down. And Camel is going to go with a peekaboo on to Rico, but Rico actually walks a different way. That is certainly an interesting isolation. Should be safe. Has the kill on Rico. And now BigMachete in the village, heading towards Andrea, I believe. I imagine you're going to want to isolate Andrea before you grab the barman disguise, but we will see what these players do. Camel is heading down the pathway in the Mansion Staff disguise as BigMachete subdues the guard underneath the coconut tree. And knocks out Andrea on the inside of that room. Not really sure where there's a falling object that he's going to drag her through the window. Alright. Camel actually opts to go for the construction worker disguise first. Interesting choice here. Still need, or actually maybe not, just wanted to peekaboo him to the other side, but now he's also heading towards Andrea, so let's see what he has in store here. And BigMachete now drags her underneath the falling object and heads towards the barman. Camel also gonna go for a knockout, but Andrea's scream, was he fast enough? I think he might have been safe there, and it does look like he will get away with that. Definitely risky to not KO her immediately, but if it works, it works. BigMachete is going to shoot towards the corner of that thing, which causes the barman to head into the doorway where he can isolate him very clean, get the kill off. Is going to choose to hide the body a little bit there so that these two people will not see it, and he gets out of there with the barman not found. Camel, now in the street soldier disguise, has Andrea similarly isolated, is also heading towards the barman. And we will see Machete take the shot here. And that is the second kill down for BigMachete. Camel, not actually doing the bullet distraction shot, is going to use the generator or fuse box to lure the barman out here, as BigMachete now has the construction worker knocked out and boxed. So that's the third disguise down for BigMachete. Now all he has left is Jorge Franco. We will not see the record beaten here today, as it has already passed. Camel, now in the barman disguise, heads up, very close to getting his second kill as well. BigMachete grabs a propane flask. So Camel has not actually placed Andrea under the falling object yet, so he will need to do that before he can get the kill. Machete now heading around the mansion. He throws his propane over the wall onto the platform and into the corner so that no one hears it. What a nice throw there from Machete. I did not know that you could get away with throwing it down the platform by throwing it at the corner of the wall. Very great map knowledge from the Santa Fortuna specialist. Camel now taking quite a pause, perhaps checking the spin or looking for a propane flask for hit maps. But he places Andrea under the coconuts, shoots the coconuts, and that's the second kill down for Camel as well. Machete now in the cocoa fields, in the construction worker disguise. Camel just throws the briefcase up top. And now actually getting the construction worker disguise for real this time. Machete waits the arrival of Jorge Franco. He hits him with the medic grenade. And we should see Machete finishing very soon here, as long as nothing goes wrong. Camel now in the construction worker disguise and also heads towards the cocoa fields where his final target waits, but first has to grab the propane flask from behind the shop here. Is going to conceal the propane flask in his briefcase. Now, here's something interesting. Jorge Franco has went to the bad toilet for Machete, so this could be a very risky explosion accident kill for him, but he throws a wrench at the other wall and he's sitting here waiting. He gets away with it. Now just needs to place the breaching charge and blow it up, and what a save there from Machete. Almost had something go horribly wrong, but is able to mitigate the risks and get the Jorge kill at the bad toilet, and exits with a time of 9 minutes and 47 seconds. Of course, that falls within the 30-second photo finish window, but that will not leave Camel enough time to catch up, and that will be a 2 points to BigMachete. Next map up is the Isle of Sigale. One of the best maps for roulette, in my opinion. So many different viable strategies, of course. Never see but 2 of them used usually, but there is still a multitude of strategies that can be applied here. Multiple different kill methods, disguises. It's just a great map for roulette, in my opinion. And Big Machete has been here 4 times, splitting it even 2-2. Camel has been here 2 times, winning both. Of course, another thing to factor in here, personal best. Camel has a personal best of 12 minutes and 40 seconds, whereas Big Machete has a personal best of 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Of course, the personal best doesn't say everything. You can have bad spins, you can have good spins. You can have long spins and short spins, even so. But it's certainly worth noting that out of the 2 times Camel has won, he's only been able to cut it down to 12 minutes and 40 seconds so far, so very much is room for a new personal best in this map here today. Record is 2 minutes and 52 seconds, set by Inverfun in RR11. One of the only current records that doesn't actually have a VOD, I think. But yeah, definitely an interesting map. As long as we don't have a penthouse item, of course. The spin can really be anything from anything interesting. Could be something fast. I have seen a few others mention it, but something I'd like to see on Alice Gale maybe in the future is an Aztec necklace as a unique kill, as that is one of the unique items on this map that counts as a fiber wire technically, but isn't unlockable and only located on the map. So an Aztec necklace kill could be potentially pretty cool if added to roulette. Of course, that is currently not in the allowable spins, so we will see what the spin does have in store for us in about 10 seconds. And the spin is here. We will have Zoe Washington, Fire Architect, injected poison for Sophia Washington as the initiate. So MOC lure is probably what we're gonna end up seeing for Zoe Washington, as that will place her by the fire pit. But other than that, I'm not really sure of any fire barrels that would count. Of course, you do have the oil canister now for fire kills, and of course you also have initiate disguise to deal with. Certainly an interesting. How is 3 ways a blocked term? Interesting. But anyways, Architect start for Big Machete is going to use the phone lure for Zoe. And I'm guessing he has an oil canister somewhere as well. Camel still taking a quick pause here to plan. And yeah, Machete actually missed the phone lure, so that will be a restart on his end, as we see Camel now loading in as well. Camel actually is going for the ARC member start. So definitely an interesting choice here for Camel. What is he waiting on, I wonder? Machete now activating the phone lure once again. Camel just had to take a minute to pause, it seems like, as to think about the spin, as he is now going to change his starting location to warehouse, potentially. Nope. Gallery start still. And Machete actually does have the phone lure this time, and is going to use an emetic grenade on Zoe Washington. So where will she actually go from here, I wonder? Oh, and she heads to the morgue. That is something interesting. Camel's still taking a bit of time to plan here, but does finally load in again. And I'm really interested to see what Machete has in store here. And she's now puking in this spot right here. Is there a fire barrel near that? There might be. Camel now going for a ARC member start phone lure on Zoe as well. So I imagine we'll see a very similar strategy for him here. Machete throws the insecticide or whatever it is and causes those two guards to fall down, and then throws something at the morgue doctor to get her knocked out, and now has completely isolated Zoe Washington in the morgue here. So, and there was an oil barrel there, so we will see a fire kill for Machete on Zoe Washington very shortly, as long as he remembers to change him back into the architect disguise, which he does do. And Camel still working on the phone lure. Does need to time this right so that only Zoe Washington will hear it. And her guard hears it instead. But Camel opts to instead not restart, but punches the guard in the face. Machete now has the kill, actually. So now, with one kill out of the way, Machete needs to eliminate the cameras and eliminate Sophia Washington with an injected poison, as we see Camel going on a rampage on the other side of the screen, which will lead to a restart here soon. And we do have a scoring update. Osh has taken a second map from Red Fox in 9 minutes and 3 seconds, so this very much helps his chances of qualifying from Group F. Big Machete now has the initiate disguise, and Camel takes a restart to attempt the phone lure once again, I'm guessing. And that is what he will in fact do. Now Machete has the cams out of the way in the initiate disguise. Just needs an injected poison on Sophia Washington. Of course, this could potentially be a very tricky kill if you're not sure what you're doing, but Machete knows what he's doing, it looks like, at least. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he tackles this kill. Perhaps just waiting for second cycle radio seems to be what's being suggested here, or actually no, he's going to, I'm not sure. Looks like he's going to go with a coin, but she doesn't hear it. Potentially was going to try and peekaboo her. So he is going to have to try something else now. Camel now has his smuggle with Zoe isolated, and not sure that's going to be a good place to shoot the fire with that guard knocked out there, but he is going to try it nonetheless. So as long as he does this in the right disguise, it will hopefully work out for Camel. But we will see. Machete's just playing the waiting game here, looking for Sophia Washington to get within the hearing distance of the radio in this room. Camel throws a phone at the back of that lady's head and knocks her out, hides her in the box. Lucky for him that camera did not see him do that, because that would have been horrible for him. But Sophia Washington does seem to be on the move for Machete. As long as he doesn't proxy this conversation with the constant, he should be good, hopefully. But Camel now using a phone to lure a different architect into this room, one that he can actually wear the disguise of. And he has gotten his architect disguise safely now. Machete still waiting around for Sophia Washington to hear the radio. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Playing it as safe as you possibly can. And that will be a fire kill for Camel. I really hope that guard does not get found, as fire is pretty loud. But he is still green guns pending the deletion of camera evidence, so this should be good for him. Body found! And that will be a restart from Camel, unfortunately, and actually going to replan now instead. Rough rip from Camel there, honestly. Thought he had it clean, but that guard just was not in a safe spot, and now Sophia Washington is not going to be within range of the radio here for Machete, so what? He missed the radio lure. So now has to find something else to do for Sophia here, as we will see the constant walk through, and he can at least get a exit disguise here, but it might honestly be worth it just to restart for Machete here. But at this point he is going to have to figure out something to do, as he almost peekaboos that architect into the room there. Camel now actually changing up his strategy and going for the architect first, or not the architect, the initiate, which he does manage to get successfully, throwing a wrench at the initiate's head and heading up the ladder. Imagine he's going to take out the same camera box that we saw Machete take out. But no, instead gets seen trespassing, and that will be another restart for Camel eventually. And Machete now is going to use the peekaboo on a third cycle Sophia, I think. Or maybe that still counted a second cycle. Either way, it works. She goes into the room, and this should be the injected poison kill for Machete. And that will be an exit for Machete, as long as there isn't a body found that will cause his green guns to go red. That still has to navigate his way to an exit in a trespassing disguise, but he has a safe one right by one of his very early KO'd bodies, so that should be a very clean exit from Machete, as Camel is still working on the initiate grab, but unfortunately it will be too little too late, and Machete has exited with a time of 12 minutes and 35 seconds, meaning the photo finish window does get extended to 45 seconds, but there's just no way to have a 45-second run from where Camel's at to cause a photo finish tie or win for either player. So that will be GG's 4-0 from Machete, but we do have a third map coming up, which will be Whittleton Creek. And both players only been here twice before, but Camel actually has the better personal best on this map with 5 minutes and 41 seconds compared to Machete's 5 minutes and 52 seconds. So this could very well be a toss-up of a map. Map record here is 3 minutes and 21 seconds set by Nezuko-chan in RRWC 2024, which means earlier this tournament. As I said before, both players have been here twice. Machete has won 2 of his 2 appearances for a perfect record. Camel has won 1 of his appearances, splitting it even 1-1. And yeah, those 4 points in this match are actually huge for BigMachete. He's still the only person that can overtake Scruffy in points for Group C. And it also helps seal his appearance in the KO stages of his very first RRWC. Machete, debuting back in RR13, has played in every tournament leading up to this year's World Championship and has made himself known as a Santa Fortuna specialist. Camel, debuted in RR10, I want to say, has played in a few tournaments here and there, but unfortunately had to drop out of last year's RRWC after some personal issues came up. Now looking for a shot at advancing to the KO stages. If he is able to win Whittleton Creek, these 2 points would definitely help his case. I believe he's currently sitting on 15 points. So 2 points here would put him at a pretty good spot as long as he's able to grab some points off of Ducker as well. But BigMachete is all but qualified pretty much here. So the 2 points would just help his placement if anything. The spin will be here in 4 seconds, and we have Sniper Rifle Sheriff Masterson for Janus, Nolan Cassidy, Pistol as Janus's bodyguard. And this honestly potentially could be a 12 camera spin. For those of you who do not know what 12 cameras is, Friday7 has recently been developing a new strategy where you shoot all 12 cameras on Whittleton Creek, and it makes the 2 targets of Whittleton meet in the backyard of Janus. But we did have a scoring update come in from the Red Fox Osh game, and Red Fox actually took the last map, meaning that match ended with a score of 4-2. Very important match for Group F there. But we do have both players loading in here in Whittleton Creek. Camel opting for a Gardener start, does allow him very early access to the Sheriff Masterson disguise. And Big Machete, actually starting suit, is going to go ahead and grab his smuggle, which is most likely the sniper rifle. Camel now has the sheriff knocked out in the bushes, while Machete heads towards the sheriff himself. Camel now heading towards Janus's house as Machete initiates a briefcase throw that should hopefully lure Sheriff Masterson into these bushes. And I think at this point, Camel is probably in the lead at the moment. Don't want to risk anything, as there are way too many cases of caster curse happening, but Camel actually smuggled his sniper rifle in the treehouse. Definitely an interesting choice of a smuggle spot, but is fairly close to Janus's house as well, and where he started. And Machete actually uses the gum to get Sheriff Masterson tranquilized for long enough so that he can steal his clothes. Camel shoots open a door with his sniper and is now back in Janus's house. And lucky for Camel, he accidentally initiated a peekaboo onto that guard there. Now just needs to snipe Janus, and Camel has his first kill down, as we also see Big Machete restart on the other side. Now if I'm Camel, I'm probably going to drag Janus's body just a little bit to make sure that nothing gets found, and that does seem to be what he is planning on doing. Of course, he doesn't have to worry about anyone else. And thank you for the raid, Deadly Muffin. How was that match? Also, thank you for the follow, Evil Plotter. Camel shoots the camera and grabs, I imagine he's already grabbed the first clue, which he has from Janus's basement. And Big Machete now heading the same way as his other attempt towards the Sheriff Masterson area. And Camel is now in Janus's bodyguard disguise. Just needs to isolate Nolan and kill him with a pistol, which is, I imagine he's brought in. Potentially going for an emetic here with a durian. Big Machete actually opting for a blue egg on Sheriff Masterson, grabs the disguise successfully. Doesn't take nearly as long as the gum that he had tried previously, so he's now in the Masterson disguise fairly fast with his sniper rifle and heads towards Janus. Camel actually in Janus's bodyguard disguise in the backyard of James Batty. Just needs to throw a crowbar at Batty's head, and he's very close to the second two clues as well. Just grabs the shovel and heads towards the dig spot. Not sure if he's already done something to get Nolan by himself, but if he hasn't, definitely garage is still a possibility for him. And Machete, now in Janus's basement, has the clue and the cameras destroyed, and we'll just need to knock out the Gunther Mueller, which he does, and he snipes Janus over the back of the couch. What a shot. We'll need to take care of that kitchen bodyguard too, but there's a body found, and it's not going to affect his green guns as it is a tranquilized one. And oh, what a whoosh there from Camel. Gets the durian off, but my god, man, what a risky move. I'm not sure why you would even attempt that, but that will send Nolan Cassidy to James Batty's backyard. And I honestly cannot believe that he just got away with that. Big Machete now in Gunther's disguise in the backyard of the house of Nolan. Hopefully he doesn't try to kill Nolan in this disguise, as that will be a wrong kill, and it looks like he's just realized it. Camel now has the kill and makes his way towards the exit. And this should be 2 points for Camel, hopefully. But he, no! Just use the bus! No! My god, man. What? Why? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And choosing to go for a crowbar required exit when there are 2 free exits not even 5 feet away. Certainly a choice, and might end up costing Camel this Whittleton Creek here. Big Machete actually has Nolan in the area he needs him for the emetic grenade toss, and in the proper disguise now, has a very good chance of taking this map. And wow. Just shocking. Nonetheless, Nolan Cassidy is coming to James Batty's backyard, and Big Machete has a pistol, just waiting long enough for Nolan's bodyguard to go to a different puke spot. And he will miss the first shot, miss the second shot, hit the third shot, but Nolan's not dead yet. Shoots him in the leg, and that 5th shot will finally finish Nolan Cassidy off for Big Machete, as he just needs one more clue before being able to exit. And Camel is now at Janus's house once again. And depending on how long it takes Machete to get to the exit, this will be a 30-second photo finish window, just barely long enough. But that will not be enough time left for Camel to refinish the spin. And that will be a 6 points to Big Machete from this match. GG's both players. Definitely was an exciting one. Almost had something interesting happen. But yeah. Alright. Let's see where that leaves us with the groups. So this was a Group C match, very big one at that. And now Big Machete is confirmed to have advanced. I imagine this was updated? Yeah, because that leaves Campbell's only match as Ducker, which is yet to be scheduled. But Scruffy and Big Machete have both advanced now. Scruffy with 34 points, Big Machete with 30. Just needs 6 points from his final match to take the lead over Scruffy. Cabin is currently in 3rd place with 20 points out of 5 matches played. Camel has 15 out of 6. And Dinosaur and Ducker still fighting for a spot in the top 4. Not out yet. Dinosaur has 14 from 6. And Ducker has 10 from 3 played. So still a very realistic chance for Ducker to climb his way into the top 4, and one of the 3 others is hoping at least one of the 3 others is hoping that Ducker doesn't. So yeah, very interesting group. Is going to be very exciting to see how it shapes out in the coming days here. But for now, let's see what upcoming matches we have. So we do have Channel Reindeer versus Pidgeotto starting in 15 minutes over on InForFun's channel. Some random person and Ashton will actually be starting in 30 minutes on a channel to be determined. Soviet Dubov and Time Cube also happening today. Could be a huge matchup with big implications on Group A. Afro and Moo will play their final map, I believe, in 19 hours, so that will be tomorrow. BigMachete13, which is Machete's final match of the tournament, will happen tomorrow as well. Fly for You and Belol will also happen tomorrow. And Fuzz Karma will happen tomorrow. And there are also 30 additional matches scheduled currently, so be sure to go check those out on hitmaps.com. But for now, I've been Pat, your host. Thank you, Moo, for adminning here today. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.